Hector, BCORE.
Thank you.
Bud Tanks.
Break it down.
Man, tell me about it. Introduce yourself, man. It's a pleasure having you here today. Introduce
It
yourself.
is an honor to be on the show, and you are correct. We met over at MJ BizCon, actually.
Yeah,
Is where I introduced
right,
you to
yeah.
the brand here.
Right,
and
yeah.
that was actually a really great show for us.
Yeah.
And we were introduced to Nuggle there.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah,
magazine.
we're pushing the line, you know what I mean, and building bridges with the brands, you know what I mean, not just what it is, what you see, but there's some working internal parts.
And from a good handshake and a hello, here we are.
That's what happens, right? That's what MJ BizCon was about. Finding out what else is going out there. How can we assist in getting it out there?
Yes.
And how can you assist us in making it happen? So we're here to talk about that today. Let's talk about some of this product you have here today, man. Introduce yourself and let us know what you are.
Thank you. My name is Hector Montoya, and I am the factory representative for Bud Tank.
Bud Tank.
Bud Tank.
Man, let's not get it twisted. The #1 leading professional lab series in heating technology.
It is.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm already been hip to the game.
We manufacture vape cartridges, the actual hardware, and the batteries that go with it. So we manufacture the hardware, and we have just released, which we did over at MJ BizCon, was our BCORE line.
The BCORE line.
Correct.
So this is the BCORE line.
Correct.
BCORE stands for what?
It actually does not stand for anything. It is the Buddy Core, essentially.
Okay, the Buddy Core.
So Buddy is the name of the factory. Buddy Technology Development has been creating vape cartridges for over 12 years.
Yes.
They are one of the world's leading manufacturers in vape technology. They have a 60,000 square meter campus. It is a fabulous building. Yeah.
The Buddy Group. I love it.
Their Buddy Group. So the B-Core is our new core technology, which is the heating element is embedded within the ceramic core.
That's exactly what we want to discuss, because there's a lot of stuff going out there with these tanks and what the new legislation. How do you say that? The legal aspects of producing vape.
Yes. There's
Let's
quite a
say
bit going
that.
on.
Tell us about that technology. Is it patented?
Yes, everything
Okay,
is
let's
patented.
talk about it.
Yes, it is not only patented technology. Our factory has some of the highest standards in quality. ISO 9001 standards for our manufacturing.
Yes.
Quality control is phenomenal. There are over 1,000 professionals that are working as far as materials, quality control, design, and manufacturing. It is a great place. The BCORE technology is the heating element is embedded within the ceramic, so there is no contact between oil and the actual heating element. It's all within the ceramic is being heated.
Yes.
It produces fantastic plumage, if you'd like to give that one a try.
It's some plumage. I plumed earlier, and I can't plume during the interview.
What? Says who?
E3.
Yes. This was actually created
Can you give me a
specifically to be
rain
able...
cloud? Is there some plumage? This is the...
Very tasty.
It's
Very
definitely
tropical.
tested. Yes,
That
it
one is the D4, which is the BCORE technology within a disposable.
This is as disposable.
Correct.
The difference in between this one is...
You have a charger at the bottom, so that in the
Exactly.
event that there's oil left over, you can always charge it. And it comes with a charger. You can always charge it and continue vaping.
I love it, man. I love the technology, but I'm more into the technology of this thing. What's the difference between this technology that's patented and the actual cartridges that's out there? I normally see these type of cartridges.
Yeah, those are the 510 threaded.
Yeah, the 510 thread here. These are the normal ones we see out there in the market. The top ones, right?
Correct.
What's the difference between... I've seen some without a core. What is that?
Those,
You just got oil in there. There's not... I seen a little wick. What's the difference? Tell me about this game.
the wick is more than likely going to be made out of cotton or some kind of poly material.
Yeah.
It is going to impact flavor, which is why we specifically designed this cartridge.
Yes.
It is designed to not impact the flavor. And as you were discussing earlier, the flavors are phenomenal on
Yeah.
it. Yes.
So tell me this, with the technology, what you know about the wick and all that, is it a price point for clients such as yours that come to you that says, I'm going to start my vape line?
We're extremely competitive as far as our
Okay.
price point. Yes, we're extremely competitive. We are the manufacturer, so...
Yeah, that's what I want to get to, because...
Because we are one of the largest in the world that manufactures this, we have buying power, so we're able to buy resources.
Okay.
And we can insist upon the highest quality of resources.
Okay.
All of which is lab tested prior to going into production.
licensed. How do we connect you two together for my order? Say if I want to order X amount of cartridges, half grams, whole grams. How do this happen? Do I ship it to my distiller?
We would be, well, if we met at a show, we would meet at a show, we would get a sample with you.
Yeah.
A process like this is not a quick order.
Straight up.
Yes, this usually takes several weeks, actually.
Is that
several
right?
months. Correct.
So you plan your business ahead of time.
Yeah, it has a long
I have a
time.
release date for the summer, so I start now on orders, packaging,
Correct.
get it to you. You do what you do with the manufacturer.
There are a number of things that are going to go into the design.
That's what I'm talking about.
Do they want to have a large base and have their logo on there?
wow.
Do they want to have their logo on the stem or name on the stem?
Oh,
What
wow.
type of tip do they want?
Yes.
How well does this work with their oil is the first one. And then it becomes design elements. Do they want to have something unique, their logo on the glass or engraving done?
So that's the key point there.
There's a lot of things that go into it, but all of which we can do.
Yeah, most entrepreneurs want that one-stop pop. You know what I mean? We try to save on manufacturing costs to roll it out to the consumers. That's the main thing.
Yes.
You know, if you're a vape company and want to get in it, I advise you to really get consulted with Hector. That's who we're working with. So that's off the top, just letting y'all know. You know. But,
Yeah, the technology is phenomenal. I've been in vape professionally for several years, and one of the first questions I had was, what's your failure rate? We are well below 1%, which in the industry standard is 1%, but I mean, we're well below 1%. The cartridges have been lab tested. They have passed the stringent California lead testing. We're way below the requirement levels.
So what I would do on my COAs, I would at least add that in for credibility on my distribution channel. Because COA, you have the manufacturer, the distributor, the grower, and the retailer where it's going to. I would definitely on my vape side position it to the retailer. I would let them know who I got my product from. You know what I mean, for clarity on trustworthiness, and who's got my oils, and then on that COA, it's the testing, the lab results.
Correct. Everything
So,
comes with a lab test.
exactly.
It's verifiable.
Right,
Before it
right.
even leaves China, it's already been lab tested to California standards.
Now tell me this: why do a lot of our companies use China for things like this?
They are the largest manufacturer for it.
Straight up this.
Yes.
So I'm gonna take it back to the old school. So basically, we had a war, and I noticed I was military. We salute like this, and a lot of people surrendered. As you'll see, they salute like that to indicate they surrendered. Okay, so we beat them at the war, but I remember hearing the word "you beat us at war, but we're gonna beat you in the long run." So they're beating us with this kind of stuff here. We have to buy from them.
They manufacture. Actually, they have not only the technology,
See
but
what
the
I'm saying?
engineers. They spend so much time focusing on this one cartridge, of which on any good month millions are used and then tossed away because they're disposable. They to quote somebody, they found the solution on one thing.
That's what we're lacking at, man.
They
God,
focused. They focused on one thing.
Is that
Yes.
that's it? So I understand that. Had no problem with it. I know there's a lot of business that I do in China. Okay, I'm just curious about here being in America.
Oh, the factory. We're so proud of the factory. I encourage people, if they're going to be going to come visit, give us a visit. I am without a hesitation ready to have somebody
Open that
go by.
door.
Come on
Yeah,
down, take a look at it.
I love it.
Let
I
people know
love
how wonderful it is.
In this game, I know it can be competitive. What are some of the biggest obstacles that you have to overcome in this particular game?
Some of the most recent obstacles have been the unfortunate vape death that has happened. And
Okay.
that is because of counterfeit cartridges from unlicensed manufacturers. So
But we take the blame for it. We have to take the blame. I mean, it's a business now. I remember, 'cause how can they use something like that and act like that to overshadow the business side of it and make all these legal laws, and it's not verifiable. We don't know what was in that thing. We don't know if somebody tried to, put the Super Zoom on it, blow up the cartridge, stuff is flammable. I don't know. So how do you...
If you're buying from a licensed dispensary,
Yeah.
which is what I would recommend because the unlicensed dispensaries have unverifiable product, but a licensed dispensary has a verifiable supply chain, verifiable lab results, and they could, without much difficulty, confirm where the origin of either that joint, that flower, or that vape came.
How, what my thing is? You say a licensed distributor, a licensed retailer. In the street game, how do you tell the difference, man? If you see one in your neighborhood pop open and he's in doing business,
And some of them look quite nice.
yeah, come on, how do you get around that when he's taking in from the back door, but he's opened up a business? We have one in our community, Compton, right there in Atlantic. Straight up, I don't need a license because certain parts of Compton is Compton City, and some parts of Compton is L.A. County.
Correct.
L.A. County has enough problems going on in L.A. City for them to even think about coming to Compton. A code enforcer. You know what I mean? So the city of Compton can't do nothing, or the LA sheriff.
This became a nuisance, and it's a code enforcement issue, and they're allowing those shops to exist. It's a choice. The city allows them to exist.
Because of how the city is chopped up. It's in LA County.
And LA
So the
County's too busy.
city of Compton we can't bother people with the shooting over there a couple weeks ago. Somebody came in and shot the security guard. You know what I mean?
That is terrible.
And 911 was called. Ambulance came. Yellow tape was out. As soon as yellow tape was out, the people parked their cars and started that line again. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So how do you get around those things? I mean, how can you tell the difference?
There are in licensed shops. They have the license proudly just
Yeah.
put in front. They're
Yeah.
checking identifications
Yeah.
when you walk in.
Yeah.
There's a number of things. Usually they'll have.
I want to tell everybody, I'd cut you off. Make sure, man, that, you know, if you're concerned about your health and you're concerned about what you're taking in consumption-wise, that you are dealing with a licensed retailer out here in the state of
Yes.
California. Because I was just looking at the news the other day, Alley Boy, artist out there, I think Chicago. You know, those young cats is drinking lean, popping Percocet pills. He had a bad cold, flu. Told one of his homies, "Hey man, bring me some moxicillin, which is an antibiotic." His homie brought him 6 pills. He took the pills, and then he killed himself on it because of the reaction from whatever pills he accepted from the street. He don't know what the homie gave him, but his whole body swelled up, and he couldn't urinate or have a bowel movement, so everything started backing up in him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Body filled up with he had his liver and kidney had a chemical reaction from the stuff that he had inside of his body, and he put out a fair warning, homies. You know, so I'm just saying, as a big homie, make sure, man, that you're going to license and you buying from a license. You might spend an extra $5 or $6, man, but it ain't worth having a $60,000 medical bill.
The
Calling
prices are
911.
actually quite competitive in a licensed shop.
Yes.
You are going to be getting an eighth of weed at
Yes.
a fairly reasonable price.
Yes.
The
Yes.
quality is high.
Yes,
You know
tested.
that it's cleaned.
Yes,
Yes, it's
no
tested.
pesticides, no fungus, the whole thing. The whole thing.
A lot of the OG growers that were growing that fantastic weed a few years back went legit and got great jobs with health insurance.
Yeah. Another question: where you guys located?
Our office is in Southern California in Orange County. We're in Tustin. And then our factory is in Shenzhen, China.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna take a trip down to the office. I definitely want to get.
Oh, come on down. Just blast.
I want to talk more about this e-cigarette. What's the difference between this and e-cigarettes? What are there?
These are
different-
specifically designed for cannabis oil.
So I couldn't put a.
You could, but I wouldn't. You're free to do whatever you want to do, life choices you want to make. But you know, these are specifically designed for THC oil.
THC oil.
Correct. We have other ones that are specifically designed for much thinner CBD oils. But if they're full spectrum CBD, that would be fine. But yes,
Now, what I do see you have batteries, tops,
yes.
cartridges, as you call it. Don't want to talk about price point, but is there variable prices on the cartridges and batteries and all that kind of stuff? Is that
Where it varies is in what you want done to it. Specific colors. Do you want some engraving done? Whether you want it to be a USB
Yeah,
charger, which
right,
you know, or do you
right.
want it to be down at the bottom underneath
Okay.
charging? But since we do original manufacturing, we can pretty much build anything.
So tell me this: I'm an entrepreneur. I want to get into the vape business. I want to get the cartridges going. Do you recommend that I buy batteries too to try to sell to my consumers, or I mean, how would you launch that? And I just have a minimum budget. What would you launch? Would you invest in the bottom part, the battery part, because
Well,
it's a battery?
you'd
and
have to
it's-
start with your cartridges.
You have to start with the
You
cartridge.
got to start with your cartridges. Batteries, most are people that are already vape users have a battery.
That's what I'm saying.
Only or three.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
we usually
right.
have an abundant supply of
Yeah,
batteries.
yeah.
So you could enter the vape market without having to have a battery. If you have a budget for it, then you can have batteries that will be beautiful and color accessorized. You can have your logo put on it.
Right.
So it really depends on how fancy you really want to get, because we can have much larger bases. We can have a variety of tips. You can have engraving done.
That's what I'm saying. So I see this, the bud tank. What is that there?
Oh, those are for cannabis oil also, but they're fillable.
They're fillable.
Yes, and they have
Now,
essentially their
tell me
little
the
cartridges
do's
that
and the don'ts and the ins and out of that particular style. This here, this square tip. Everybody don't sell a square tip or have a square tip battery.
go. Correct.
You understand what I'm saying? So is this saying,
The pod comes together.
yes,
It comes as a
so
set.
in order to get me more of this thing to work, I have to find that distributor, that store I
You have
bought
to buy
that
that style. Correct. So that would be something
So,
along the Juul style.
You
that
know
they
what I'm
do
saying?
It specifically for
Right.
that purpose.
Is that a good or bad thing? Because
If you
I
are
see
a
this is
brand.
that's what I'm saying.
If you're a brand
Yeah.
that has enough loyalty where you're able to then configure it in such a way that no other cartridge could work with your battery,
Yeah.
well, then you create a loyalty that way.
Okay. Well, it's a gamble.
Yes.
Basically, it's a gamble.
Much like Apple. Apple will make a product that nothing else can run on it but Apple product.
Right. I love it. How can we locate you?
Exactly.
Budtanks, BUDTANKS.com. Information about the BCORE is there, and we will be at booth 625 for Champs in Las Vegas.
So we'll be at booth 625?
We're going to be at booth
We'll
625.
be at